Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Star Wars Meg. Welcome to today's Star Wars news. We have a lot of news stories to get through today, including an update with regards to Ahsoka Tano in Season 2 of The Mandalorian, which we are all so hyped for after Lucasfilm's announcement and the season being very, very close at hand. Now, before I get into the news, guys, let me just please ask you to please consider becoming a patron of mine on Patreon. I now have 2 tiers on Patreon. The first one is $2 a month to help support my channel. You get exclusive content not found on YouTube as well. And I have a $10 patron pledge, and there I do my Star Wars Explained videos. I used to do a lot of Star Wars Explained on this channel, but now I'm going to reduce the amount I do, and most of them will go towards patrons who are on my platinum tier. I've had a few of you join this week. Thank you so much for your support. So that's just something to keep in mind if you can. It really helps support me do this on a regular basis. Anyway, enough jibber jabber. Let's get to the meat of today's news. So the first news story comes from a look into Ahsoka Tano in The Mandalorian. Today's source comes from Star Wars Newsnet, and it describes what is apparently from a quote-unquote reputable source, whatever that means, what Ahsoka Tano will look like when she appears in The Mandalorian. Now, I did a predictions video a couple of days ago of what I expect to see in Season 2 of The Mandalorian Episode 1, and I do think that Ahsoka will have a big role in this season, but we're just going to get a glimpse of her in Episode 1. So let me read to you what Star Wars Newsnet has to say. He says Ahsoka will be wearing a dark grey hooded robe and have a look much more similar to her final appearance in the Clone Wars than her quote-unquote Gandalf the White appearance at the end of Rebels, even though that was the last time we saw her in the canon timeline before The Mandalorian. She will likely first appear with the hood on, but fear not, her famous Togruta Leku, which are head tails, will be on full live-action display during her appearance on the show, as she will be removing the hood. Many have speculated if we'll see Ahsoka use lightsabers in The Mandalorian, and the answer is a big yes. Ahsoka will be wielding a blue-bladed lightsaber. We could not confirm whether she'll have a second lightsaber, but we speculate that she will. It's possible the second saber could be a different colour, but the significance of her having a blue blade and not the white ones would lead us to believe that she has in some way again embraced the ways of the Jedi. So expect her to be igniting at least one blue lightsaber in the show. She will also have more than a brief cameo. Continuing off of the details on her saber, Ahsoka isn't showing up in a giant cloak to stand and look at someone for 30 seconds. She's coming to fight. In our many discussions with contacts close to Lucasfilm, we got the feeling that she gives off a Luke Skywalker at the end of The Last Jedi vibe, in a sort of face down the First Order with a laser sword sort of way. Though I don't think she'll be doing any Force projections, and it will not be the First Order, of course. We've seen Ahsoka walk away from the Jedi Order in the past, but if she's once again embracing the religion, her arc may mirror that of the son of her master. So, I mean, again, I don't know what source this comes from. It bothers me when people make huge claims like this and they never link it. They just say a source or it's speculation. But you know what? I'm just excited for Season 2, and I know it's going to disappoint if I believe in this, but why not just believe in it? And you know, whatever we get, we get. I'm just hyped to see Season 2, and whatever we get, we get. It's going to please fans. Let's be honest, it's Lucasfilm, it's Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau. Now, I know a lot of people are really looking forward to Ahsoka, and don't get me wrong, so am I. And, you know, speculation about Boba Fett and Bo-Katan and Sabine Wren and all these kind of characters that we're really looking forward to in terms of fan service. But if I'm being completely honest, I liked Season 1 because it took Star Wars in a completely different direction. I like fan service to a point, but I do really want to see the development of the child. I'm actually really curious to find out who he is and how he plays a role in the wider Star Wars universe, with implications with, of course, the Skywalker saga. And the one thing I really want to know more than anything else, you know, you don't give me any fan service as long as I can find out how Baby Yoda plays a role in Star Wars. It really bothers me. I've looked up so much speculation and watched endless theory videos about who Baby Yoda is and the identity of the child. It fascinates me, it really does. I think I'm going to say that it's, you know, a clone of Yoda during Palpatine's attempts to clone himself, to clone Force sensitives. I talked about it the other day in my video about what we can expect from Season 2. So my money is on that he has a role with regards to the plans Palpatine had to make her comeback that we saw in The Rise of Skywalker. Because of course Season 2 of The Mandalorian happens quite a long time before Episode 9 or 8, you know, it just happens before The Force Awakens, after Return of the Jedi. So we will have to see. The next piece of news comes from something you probably haven't thought about in a long time, Star Wars The High Republic, which was meant to come out in August of this year, but obviously due to the pandemic, it's been moved to January of 2021, the book series, which hopefully they will utilize in their next trilogy. And The High Republic takes place 200 years before The Phantom Menace. Now, I'm going to gloat a little bit here. I made this prediction when I started my channel, that we would get Yoda in The High Republic, and lo and behold, what do Star Wars reveal like 2 days ago? Yoda will be in The High Republic. So I'm going to gloat all the way with that one, because that is something I got right. I'm excited. I mean, obviously, I think it's a no-brainer. He's been alive for 900 years, and this falls in line with a younger version of himself than what we saw in the prequels. So I'm not going to dwell too much on that story. There's not much else to say. I'm just really happy I got something right. With regards to predictions, who knows, maybe some of my Mandalorian Season 2 ones might come true. Let me know what you think in the comments. So the final news story today, which is probably going to be the biggest one in terms of depth that I want to go into. And I know this isn't new. This has been around for about a couple of days now. But it's really caught the attention of the media today and yesterday, at least here in the UK. So it concerns John Boyega, who of course played Finn in the sequel trilogy, and he has called Disney out. He has stated, and I quote, "I'm the only cast member whose experience of Star Wars was based on their race." Now, this obviously is a very, very touchy subject at the moment with BLM, and of course John Boyega, especially in Hyde Park here in London in the UK. He was very vocal pro-BLM and talking about his struggles with race. So it's really nice and interesting to hear his perspective about what he had to say about Disney, because you know what? If big corporations like Disney are going to be discriminatory based on race or gender identity or sexual orientation or whatever it is, it needs to be called out. Now, of course, he isn't the first person of color to be in a Star Wars film and to mention race. Ahmed Best, who played Jar Jar Binks, said similar things, but of course the shit that he got for playing Jar Jar was not really primarily based on race, but more based on the character he played. But he did include race a few times when he was talking about it. So let me read you this news story, because it is fascinating to know about. And, you know, we have to say well done to John Boyega for, I guess, coming out with this. So here is what the article states. This is from BBC. Actor John Boyega has said non-white characters were quote-unquote pushed to the side by Disney in the last Star Wars film. The Londoner played Finn in the last trilogy, which concluded in 2019, but he said that the filmmakers didn't know what to do with his and other diverse characters in The Rise of Skywalker. Before I go forward with this, I think they're obviously talking about Kelly Marie Tran, who played what's her name? Rose Tico in the sequel trilogy, because obviously her and John, you know, Finn and Rose played a huge role in The Last Jedi, and then when it came to The Rise of Skywalker, JJ really didn't know what to do with their characters, and like we see in The Rise of Skywalker, it really wasn't about them. It's kind of an awkward, clear sign that Disney had no plan from the get-go for the sequels. So let me carry on with this article. He says, "What I would say to Disney is do not bring out a black character, market them to be much more important in the franchise than they are, and then have them be pushed to the side," he told GQ. "It's not good, I'll say it straight up." Daisy Ridley's character Rey and Driver as Kylo Ren were at the heart and the plot about the fate of the Jedi and the Skywalker dynasty. But the filmmakers didn't know what to do with Finn or Kelly Marie Tran's character Rose, Boyega said. He also suggested Naomi Aki, the black British actress who played Jana, the Guatemalan-born Oscar Isaac who played Poe, was similarly marginalised. John Boyega states, "What do you want me to say? What they want you to say is, I enjoyed being part of it. It was a great experience. Nah. I'll take that deal when it's a great experience. They gave all the nuance to Adam Driver, all the nuance to Daisy Ridley. Let's be honest, Daisy knows this. Adam knows this. Everyone knows this. I'm not exposing anything." So this is a very, very contentious issue, and of course, you know, a lot of people bring in political views and things like that, but this is someone's lived experience. You know, you can talk shit about John Boyega all you want and the character Finn all you want, but at the end of the day, this is his lived experience as the actor. We were not behind the scenes as fans. We can say whatever we want about Rose Tico, we can say whatever we want about Finn. Those are characters. John Boyega and Kelly Marie Tran are real human beings. And as such, we need to stop treating what we thought about characters the way we treat actors and actresses. That's why Daisy Ridley left, social media. That's why Kelly Marie Tran left social media. That's why Jake Lloyd is in a complete emotional and psychological state after being bullied for playing Anakin in episode 1. This is why Ahmed Best is, he almost took his life because of how he was treated. And I would hate to see John Boyega receive backlash from ignorant fans who don't want to listen to his lived experience as an actor. And all I want to say is, of course, congratulations to him for coming up and speaking out about this. And it takes courage to come out and say something like this when your career is on the line. So yeah, big well done to John Boyega for saying this. It's his lived experience. I think it's disgusting if there was this kind of discrimination. Now look, I'm drawing a very firm line here between what I thought of the sequels, what fans think of the sequels, what you think of the characters of Rose and Finn, and the actual human beings who play them, who actually have lives and who are significantly affected by their treatment on set. Now, all in all, I'm just going to put the whole view of Finn and Rose down to terrible planning with regards to the sequels and a horrible plot, if I'm honest, in The Last Jedi with regards to those two characters. And J.J. Abrams, and I'm just going to say this flat out, I don't think he's a racist person whatsoever. He's proven time and time and again to respect and appreciate diversity in the acting industry and in the film industry in general. And I just think he had no clue of what to blooming do with the characters of Rose and Finn. Rian Johnson made it very difficult for JJ to continue. Now, I am not taking a dump on The Last Jedi. In fact, it's really grown on me. But what I'm saying is, for the final film, for the conclusion of the Skywalker saga, JJ had to make the decision to focus on Rey and Kylo and not on the other two characters. Now, again, this has nothing to do with John Boyega's experience. His experience is legitimate, and if he feels that there was this kind of discrimination behind why the characters were underplayed, that is true. And if I'm being completely honest, there was a lot of racism with regards to the character of Finn when The Force Awakens came out. And this was more in line with the Force Awakens poster abroad in countries like China. They deliberately minimized Finn to be tiny on the poster. That's disgusting. That's absolutely disgusting based on a prejudiced view of people of color. And there are nuances within the sequels that have made me cringe a little bit with regards to Finn's character and the way that they made him act in a kind of way. Does that boil down to prejudice, discrimination? Does it boil down to poor script writing? Is it a bit of both? That's not for me to say. I'm here to say the news and give you my opinion on it. Now, I know this last story went really deep and went way off topic compared to the previous stories, but I just wanted to weigh in my views on this because it does kind of make your blood boil when people are discriminated against because of the color of their skin. That's happened to me throughout my life. So in a way, I wanted to resonate with this because I'm a Star Wars fan and I've watched the sequels. I enjoy the sequels at least more than I did when they first came out. And, it's a Star Wars news story I really wanted to speak about. So that's it, guys. Please hit like on this video if you enjoyed it. Comment down below. Let me know what you think. Subscribe to my channel if you're new. I'm Star Wars Meg and I wish you a fantastic rest of the day.